Would say Joe Budden is the Charles Barkley of rap. He's the Charles Barkley of rap because all he do is sit back and critique. Let's break down this Joe Budden, Drake back and forth, okay? That's what it is. It's just a back and forth. Now, for those who don't know, Joe Budden, he's not necessarily a hater. What Joe Budden is he's the guy that used to be good in sports in high school. That's who Joe Budden is. He's the guy that used to be good in high school and now coming back to the high school to try to tell that now star that's currently in high school how he should do it, how he should go about it. But the thing is, Joe never went to the pros. Joe never went to the pros, and now he's trying to tell somebody, or let me not go to high school. Let's just say professional athlete. Joe is now the old professional athlete that is now trying to tell the superstar of the league how they should go about doing it, but Joe never made the all-star team. Joe was never a great person in the league. Now, for some, listen, and I ain't one of them little young TikTok dudes. I was young when Joe was coming and he had his little run. All Joe at that time that I can remember from me and all my friends was emotional music. All emotional emo. That's where that genre comes from, is Joe Budden. Emo music. He was talking about a relationship with girls, how he was going through it. Like, at that time, nobody wanted to hear that. Nobody wanted to hear that. You know what I mean? At least not from the masses. The masses didn't want to hear that. None of that. All that emotional music, talking about breakups. Nobody wanted to hear that. And so what Joe is doing is he recognized somebody that made emotional music about their relationships, about their feelings, he recognized that early in Drake. And that's why he liked Drake in the beginning. That's exactly why he liked Drake in the beginning. And he's seen that, somebody is doing exactly the same thing that I'm doing, but Drake is doing a little bit better because he's not only rapping it, he's singing it. And so now women is his fan base. And you all know Joe loves love bad chick. But Drake is doing it on a whole nother level. He's doing it on a whole nother level than Joe Budden. And so that's why Joe Budden is mad, because they were almost in the same lane. But Drake was just doing it better. And so ever since Drake really hit the scene, Joe recognized, that's what I do, but I can't sing. I can't get niggas that wear Timberlands. I can't get people other than people who wear Timberlands and baggy clothes to come to my concerts. Drake is doing the exact same thing, but his concert is filled with women because he's singing. He's making melodies. And Joe is upset because he couldn't do that. And so now Joe is the old man on the sidelines watching Drake take over, or took over the game, doing exactly what he did, but adding those melodies, and women are now all at the concert. And Joe, this is something that Joe could not accomplish. And Joe got in his own way. He got in his own way because he couldn't sing. He couldn't bring that element to the music when Drake could. So I would say Joe Budden is the Charles Barkley of rap. He's the Charles Barkley of rap. Because all he doing is sit back and critique. And saying, oh, I could have did this. Oh, when I was doing this is what we did. This is what he should be doing. It's like, yo, Joe, you had your time. All Joe do now is sit back and wait till people come out with projects and critique it. That's it. That's all he does now. But what I say, Joe, all he does, he recognized very beginning. So if those who don't remember, who are too young to remember, I want to say this was back like in 2008, 2009 sometimes. That's when I want to say Joe and Drake had a little video where they was like standing on a corner or somewhere and they was kind of bigging each other up. And Drake was like, yo, we watch you do it, you know what I mean? But Drake just did it on a whole bigger level. And it's like, this is 2023 now. Why is he still mad about how Drake is doing it when he's been doing this for 20 years now? Probably more than, no. Has Drake been out since 2003? Has So Far Gone been out since 2003? I'm not sure. But Drake has had a long run doing this, and all Joe can do is he can't wait to Drake to drop something that he doesn't like because he just wants to critique it. Because he's saying, yo, you need to be making emotional music. That's the music I like from you. I like emotional music because that's what I used to do. But Joe, you couldn't do it at that level. You couldn't do it at that level. You didn't have the singing abilities. And that's what women like, and anything that women like, men like. So, Joe, I think it's time for you to just take your ball and go home. This ain't your run. You had your run. You had your time at, what is it called, SOBs in New York. I've seen the videos. I've never been to a Joe concert. Listened to Mew Music 2. That was about the best. That was the best album that I was like, okay. That was at a time in my 20s when I was depressed trying to figure out life. That's what that time was. And for him to say he's the best rapper of all times or one of the nicest because other rappers told him, that's not how you judge who the nicest. Because other rappers told you nice. That's not how you judge it. You are judged based on the reaction from the mass public. That's how you are judged. That's why they got analytics. You are judged by the response from the people who are purchasing the music, who are buying the concerts. That's how you are judged of you're a great rapper or not, if you make great music or not. And if you say different, okay, cool. That's how you feel. But that's the only way you can judge by analytics or through analytics is who's the best rapper, who's done it at a high level. That's the only way you could judge. And Drake has just happened to be doing it better than you. It's okay, bruh. It's okay. Just bow out and say, you know what? You got that. If I was me, I would be doing it this way. I would be doing my way, blah, blah, blah. But you don't have to say, Drake is what you wanted to be. Drake is exactly what you wanted to be. And it's just sad to see, man. It's sad to see. And all that yelling you doing on your podcast, like, just because you talk loud doesn't make you right. Just because you talk loud does not make you right. And it's just sad to see, man. Like, yes, at one point you had a small audience. You had a fan base. But you wasn't able to capitalize on it. And it's cool. Not everybody was able to capitalize when their moment is. But now you recreated yourself and you got something else going on. And you should be just proud of that. Like, if if you're not going to compete in music, you should critique it journalistic and say, hey, journalistically, this is how I feel, blah, blah, blah. But if you want to compete in music, then that's when we'll say, you know what? Okay. All right now, Joe, he got this one. Yeah. Okay. But if you're not going to throw your hat in the ring musically, then you got to do like Juicy J said. Shut the fuck